There are moments in life when you feel something shifting deep inside your spirit, even when nobody around you understands it. This is one of those moments. You did not click on this message by accident. There is someone right now who cannot stop thinking about you. No matter how hard they try to distract themselves, your energy keeps returning to their mind. They see reminders of you everywhere. They replay conversations in silence. They imagine what it would feel like to finally stand close to you without fear, without masks, without pretending anymore. But here is the dangerous part nobody warned you about. Not every connection enters your life to heal you. Some connections arrive to test your emotions, your patience, and your ability to see the truth before it is too late. That is why you must stay until the very end of this message, because the first kiss between you and this person will reveal something shocking. It will expose hidden intentions, buried emotions, and a truth neither of you will be able to escape. Some people are drawn toward you because your presence feels rare, powerful, and unforgettable. Others are terrified because loving you means facing parts of themselves they spent years running from. And right now, someone is trapped between desire and fear, between chasing you and avoiding you at the same time. You may already feel the confusion, the mixed signals, the emotional distance followed by intense attention. But there is a reason this is happening, and once you understand it, you will never see this connection the same way again. Because the dangerous trap is not rejection. The dangerous trap is giving your heart to someone who is emotionally unprepared for the kind of love you carry. Yet the signs are already appearing, and before this speech ends, you will understand exactly why this connection feels impossible to ignore. The dangerous trap hidden behind your emotions is not always obvious in the beginning. In fact, it often disguises itself as excitement, attraction, deep curiosity, or even destiny. That is why so many people walk directly into emotional confusion without realizing they are slowly losing control of their peace. You may have noticed how certain people enter your life and instantly change your emotional balance. One text from them can brighten your entire day, while one moment of silence from them can leave you overthinking for hours. This is where the trap begins. Your emotions start responding before your wisdom has time to speak. The heart becomes attached to potential instead of reality. You begin imagining what the connection could become instead of paying attention to what it actually is. And the more emotionally invested you become, the harder it becomes to recognize the warning signs standing right in front of you. Some people know exactly how to create emotional dependency. They appear close when they fear losing you, then become distant once they feel secure again. This cycle creates confusion because your spirit keeps searching for the warmth they showed you in the beginning. But real love does not survive through emotional games, inconsistency, and uncertainty. Real love brings clarity, not constant anxiety. The truth is, your emotions can either guide you toward healing or pull you into emotional exhaustion depending on who you allow access to your heart. That is why you must learn the difference between someone who truly values your soul and someone who only values the attention, comfort, and validation you provide. Not every intense connection is meant to last forever. Sometimes the strongest feelings are simply lessons designed to awaken your awareness before life takes you deeper into a situation that could completely break your peace from within. There is someone who cannot stop thinking about you, and the strange part is that they may be fighting those thoughts every single day. No matter how busy they become, your presence keeps returning to their mind like a song they cannot silence. They remember small details about you that others would normally forget. The way you speak, the way you react, the energy you carry when you enter a room, all of it stays with them long after you are gone. But this connection is deeper than ordinary attraction. Something about you awakened emotions inside them they were not prepared to feel. That is why their behavior may seem confusing at times. One moment they move closer, showing intense interest and emotional warmth, and the next moment they pull away as if they are afraid of what this connection could become. What you are witnessing is not always lack of feelings. Sometimes it is fear. Fear of vulnerability, fear of rejection, fear of losing control over emotions they tried so hard to hide from the world. Some people spend years building emotional walls to protect themselves from pain, but when they meet someone whose energy touches their soul deeply, those walls begin to crack without warning. You may already sense this emotional tension between you and this person. There are moments when the silence between you feels louder than words. Moments where eye contact says more than conversation ever could. And even if distance separates you physically, emotionally, they still feel connected to you in ways they cannot explain. But here is the truth you must understand carefully. Someone thinking about you constantly does not automatically mean they are ready to love you correctly. Intense emotions alone cannot build a healthy connection. Real love requires honesty, emotional maturity, consistency, and courage. Without those things, even the strongest attraction can become emotionally draining. That is why you must pay attention not only to how deeply someone feels about you, but also to how responsibly they handle the emotions they claim to carry inside their heart. The silent signs before a life-changing connection rarely arrive with loud announcements or perfect timing. Most of the time they appear quietly, almost unnoticed, hidden inside strange emotions, repeated encounters, and moments that feel too meaningful to ignore. Before certain people enter your life in a serious way, your spirit often senses the shift before your mind fully understands it. You begin feeling emotionally restless without explanation. Certain songs suddenly feel personal. Your intuition becomes stronger. You catch yourself thinking about someone unexpectedly, even during moments when they should not be on your mind at all. These are not always coincidences. Sometimes they are signals that a powerful emotional connection is beginning to form beneath the surface. You may notice unusual tension whenever this person is around you. Conversations feel deeper than normal. Eye contact lasts longer. Even silence carries emotional weight. It feels as if both of you are trying to understand something neither of you can fully explain yet. And the most powerful connections often begin this way, quietly, intensely, and almost mysteriously. But there is another side to these signs that many people ignore. Life-changing connections do not only awaken love. They also awaken fear, insecurity, emotional wounds, and unresolved pain hidden deep inside both people. That is why these connections can feel overwhelming at times. The closer two souls become, the harder it becomes to hide behind emotional masks. Suddenly, both people are forced to confront truths they spent years avoiding. One person may become emotionally vulnerable for the first time in their life, while the other struggles to trust what they are feeling. This creates emotional tension that can either strengthen the bond or completely destroy it, depending on how both people handle the connection. The dangerous mistake is assuming that strong chemistry automatically guarantees lasting love. Sometimes the strongest emotional pull enters your life not only to comfort you, but to transform you, test you, and reveal whether both hearts are truly ready for the kind of connection they secretly desire. The first kiss reveals more than attraction. It exposes emotions that words have been hiding for a very long time. In one single moment, masks begin to fall, walls begin to crack, and the truth both people tried to control suddenly becomes impossible to hide. That is why some people fear emotional closeness even when they deeply desire it. A first kiss is not only physical, it is emotional energy meeting without protection. It reveals whether the connection is built on genuine feelings or temporary excitement. And when the connection is real, the intensity can feel overwhelming because both souls instantly recognize that something deeper has been awakened between them. You may notice it in the way the silence changes afterward, the way eye contact becomes heavier, the way both people suddenly realize they can no longer pretend the connection means nothing. For some, that moment creates peace, certainty, and emotional safety. But for others, it creates panic. Because once someone truly feels your energy up close, they understand they are no longer dealing with an ordinary attraction. They realize you have touched parts of their heart they kept hidden from the world. This is why some people become emotionally distant right after becoming emotionally close. The experience becomes too real for them to control. They begin overthinking everything. They question their feelings, their readiness, and whether they are capable of handling the intensity of what they just experienced. But the truth always reveals itself after the first real emotional connection. Someone who truly values you will become clearer, more honest, and more intentional with their actions. Someone who only wanted temporary excitement will slowly become inconsistent, confused, or emotionally unavailable. That is why the first kiss can reveal everything without a single word being spoken. Energy never lies for long. The heart always exposes what the mouth tries to hide. And when two people finally cross that emotional line together, the connection either begins transforming into something meaningful, or the illusion starts breaking apart right in front of both of them. The spiritual battle between fear and real love is something most people never talk about, yet almost everyone experiences it at some point in life. Deep inside, many people crave genuine love, emotional safety, and a connection that feels honest and pure. But at the same time, they are terrified of what real love demands from them. Because real love requires vulnerability. It requires honesty. It requires the courage to be fully seen without hiding behind pride, emotional games, or fake independence. And for someone who has been hurt, rejected, betrayed, or emotionally abandoned before, that kind of openness can feel dangerous. This is why some people run from the very connection they secretly prayed for. They mistake emotional intensity for danger because their heart still remembers pain from the past. When someone truly special enters their life, instead of relaxing into the connection, fear begins fighting for control. One side of them wants to move closer, while the other side keeps searching for reasons to pull away before they become too emotionally attached. You may already sense this battle happening inside someone connected to you. There are moments when they look at you with genuine affection, almost as if they want to let their guard down completely. But then suddenly they become distant, confusing, or emotionally cold for no clear reason. What you are witnessing is not always manipulation. Sometimes it is an internal war between love and fear, a war between the desire to trust and the instinct to protect themselves from possible heartbreak. But here is the truth many people learn too late. Fear can protect the heart temporarily, but it can also destroy the very love capable of healing it. Some people lose life-changing connections because they waited too long to overcome their emotional fears. They allowed doubt, insecurity, and pride to speak louder than their heart. Real love cannot survive where fear controls every decision. Eventually, one person becomes exhausted from trying to prove their sincerity, while the other remains trapped behind emotional walls they are too afraid to tear down completely. The final warning before you miss what was meant for you is this: not every opportunity for real love will wait forever. Some connections enter your life quietly, but they carry the power to change your entire future if you recognize them in time. The problem is that many people become so distracted by fear, pride, past pain, and emotional confusion that they fail to see the value of what is standing directly in front of them. They hesitate too long. They overthink every feeling. They wait for perfect certainty while the connection slowly weakens under silence, mixed signals, and emotional distance. And by the time they finally realize the truth, the moment they were supposed to protect has already started slipping away. You must understand something carefully. Real connections are rare. Genuine emotional understanding between two people does not happen every day. There are billions of people in this world, yet only a few will ever truly see your soul beyond appearances, beyond temporary attraction, beyond the version of yourself you show to everyone else. When someone connects with your spirit deeply, it creates a bond that cannot easily be replaced. But even strong connections can collapse when fear becomes stronger than honesty. Sometimes both people feel the love, yet neither one has the courage to fully express it. They keep waiting for the other person to make the first move, say the first truth, or take the first emotional risk. Meanwhile, time keeps moving. Distance grows. Misunderstandings multiply. And eventually, the connection becomes buried under regret instead of growing into something meaningful. That is the dangerous trap this message was warning you about from the very beginning. Losing something real because emotions were hidden for too long. But there is still hope for those willing to listen to their heart with wisdom instead of fear. Pay attention to actions, not only words. Protect your peace, but do not sabotage genuine love simply because it feels intense or unfamiliar. Some people spend their entire lives searching for the kind of connection that may already be trying to reach them right now. In the end, this message was never only about romance, attraction, or a first kiss. It was about awareness. It was about understanding the difference between a connection that brings peace into your life and a connection that slowly drains your spirit while pretending to be love. Someone may truly be thinking about you right now. Someone may feel emotionally pulled toward you in ways they cannot explain. But the real question is not whether feelings exist. The real question is whether both hearts are emotionally ready to protect something real instead of destroying it through fear, silence, confusion, and emotional inconsistency. Because love alone is not enough when honesty is missing. Attraction alone is not enough when emotional maturity is absent. And intense chemistry alone is not enough when two people are too afraid to be vulnerable with each other. This speech was a warning about the dangerous trap of ignoring your intuition, settling for mixed signals, and giving unlimited access to people who are still emotionally lost inside themselves. Some people enter your life to teach you what love feels like, while others enter your life to teach you what love should never cost you. That is why you must stop chasing temporary validation and start paying attention to emotional truth. Listen carefully to actions. Watch patterns. Protect your peace. And never confuse emotional intensity with genuine commitment. The right connection will not force you to constantly question your worth, your value, or your place in someone's life. Real love may challenge you, but it will never intentionally destroy your spirit. And if this message reached you at the exact moment you needed it, then maybe your heart was meant to hear this warning before making a decision that could change everything. Maybe someone is closer to confessing their true feelings than you realize. Or maybe life is trying to protect you from giving your heart to the wrong person before it is too late. Either way, trust your intuition. Some connections are sent to awaken your soul, while others are sent to test your wisdom. The choice you make next may determine whether this story becomes your greatest blessing or your deepest regret.